splendiferous. There's been a lot of work going on down here. We haven't been down to this neck of the woods with the New Zealand National Championship for jet sprinting for about 18 months, and it's great to be back down here on the South Island here in New Zealand. We've got, we had some really exciting times at Wanganui in our last round. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the day wears on, but being the final round of the championship, all three classes are up for grabs. It is nowhere near done and dusted, that is for sure. In the Group B category, we've got 5 drivers, all with a chance of taking the championship here today. So that is going to be very exciting as the day unfolds. In the Group A category, we also have 5 drivers within hand's reach of the National Series trophy. And in the unlimited super boats, there are 3 boats in that position to take the podiums there. So that will be exciting as well. But we are now going to go to the unlimited super boats. This will be the Sprint Tech machine. This will be an A and B driven boat, and it looks as though it will be Ruben Hoxima out first. Big g'day to Eric. His old man will be sitting there watching the live stream back at home, keeping an eye on his young charge. So Jake Wood doing the navigational duties here. No, in fact, it's Richard Burt. I do apologise. Richard Burt is out first. As I said, this is an A and B driven boat, so it's Richard Burt out first. Gone the wrong way. Joshua Gill doing the navigational duties. As per usual, early in the day of qualifying, the commentary will be fairly sedate at this point. We'll be keeping an eye on things during the first couple of qualifying rounds. A lot of track rotations were incorrect, and Richard Burt is following that lead as well. Sadly, at this point, it is qualifying round number 1. Plenty of power into this little super engine. But we will just be taking it fairly easy throughout the course up until about Q3. Then we'll just turn the commentary wick up just a little bit. So welcome to everybody around the world who's watching on the live stream. I hope you've got yourself a comfortable chair and you've got it on the laptop or your phone, or even with a HDMI cable plugged into the big screen television in your lounge room or at the local bar, whatever the choice of venue is that you are watching this spectacular sport from. Make sure you got plenty of liquid refreshments there. And of course, there's always the games that you in live stream land get to watch. Every time I say methanol sucking monsters, you must, well, have a sip of coffee or whatever else you choose to do. So that'll be a DNF there for Richard Burt. And we will get set for our next boat. So a lot of people around the world will be wondering how Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks wound up after the last round at Wanganui. They are okay. They're here today. They are going to be racing, which is just fantastic. Aaron broke his thumb, so he's got a permanent thumbs up and a smile going on. And Julianne sacrificed for the sport by unfortunately losing the from the middle knuckle up of her finger. It was actually crushed and was skinned to the bone by our catch fence, so the fence absolutely did its job, but unfortunately they decided to take the end of her finger off, which means that she points a whole lot less at her partner Aaron because of the finger. And Julianne back here today as well, so fantastic to see those guys down here. Dean and Aaron Riddick are in the paddock here somewhere. Unfortunately, their boat won't be racing. And Paddy Hayden and Cole Hayden, after their crash at Wanganui, yeah, just all being well considered and decided not to make the journey down here. They are both down here this weekend, but not with the boat to be competing in this final round. So that was the wash-up out of Wanganui. It was a big day of action there, the sort of things that does happen in motorsport. It is a very dangerous sport, but at the same time, all of the safety mechanisms within the boats and all of those types of things did their job effectively, and that's the main outcome. So we now have Robert White, the fisherman from Invercargill, coming out. We haven't seen Robert grace the tracks of New Zealand jet sprinting for quite some time. His daughter Nicole, the equine specialist, she is doing the navigating duties. Here today, the wind has really picked up here, just blowing up from the south, so that'll be a bit cold. And also create the spray. As the boats go around, the spray will be hovering right up in the air. So that'll be quite interesting to see how that folds throughout the course of the day. Robert White, always an exciting driver. This will be just the sighting lap. Hasn't been behind the wheel of a jet sprint boat for some 18 months. And he nearly didn't make it to the track because lack of preparation, and they had to get a new wear bearing sorted out for the engine. So let's see some big things from Robert White and his daughter Nicole as the day progresses. Robert White, I tell you, he's just gone out for a bit of a sighting lap. This is a guy who just loves to throw his foot into it. Not been on the track for a while, just got the rotation sorted out, then gave it plenty. So that's a 108.657. G'day, we've already got some people just texting through their position for viewing the racing. Paul Gaston, just make sure that you take care of business from your viewing choice or your choice of viewing areas at the moment. Hopefully you're not in there all day, mate, because otherwise you've got some serious problems. Next boat out to face the starter will be Glenn Head from Altherm Window Systems. Glenn Head and Rob Coley from the Unlimited category come into this round with 1 point separating them. So by the end of the day, this is going to be very, very exciting. The twin turbo with Glenn Head and Hayley Todd in the navigator's chair. So Glenn Head there with a 59.318. The quickest time of qualifying round so far is Clayton and Mandy Tisdall with a 54-second run in the Group A category. So I reckon we are going to see times in the probably by the end of the day in the Unlimited category around about, early prediction is around about the 48-49 second mark. I'll define that a little bit further as the day wears on. But again, this wind is very, very strong here at the Wanaka Oxbow Aqua Track. Kevin Roberts out on track now with Kendra Death doing the navigational duties. Kevin Roberts there with a 123.043. Wicked 2 is the name of the next boat. Scott Donald, the farmer from Featherston, Nicole Reesby doing the navigational duties here. Scotty Donald really picking it up towards the latter part of this season in this new package for him this season. And it's been great to see Scotty Donald tapping on the door of the pointy end of the field. So currently finding himself in 6th overall in the championship. And all going well, I dare say that could elevate him right up to 4th position if just the day unfolds the way that Scott and Nicole would like to see. Scott Donald there with a 1 minute 11 seconds .620, and these guys have really done come a really long way this season. Haven't really put too much of a foot wrong. Normally we'd see them getting a few navigational errors happening throughout the course of the weekends, as we've been having throughout the 2019 Mouthfresh Superboat Series here in New Zealand. But yeah, they've done very, very well, and hopefully that form will see them elevate themselves into 4th position come the end of today. The next man to face the starter is Robert Coley, the man behind the Mouthfresh name, the best tasting toothpaste in the world. 1 point behind series leader Glenn Head. So this is going to be a shootout between the man from Wanganui and the man from Hamilton. So it's going to be very exciting. Both guys coming in here with a very relaxed attitude here this weekend. And Ange Coley doing the navigational duties alongside her husband here in this Mouthfresh machine. Poison Ivy, she's deadly. Yeah, you can really see as they came around the hairpin back near commentary here that the water from the spray, or the spray that's coming up into the driver and navigator's face, already we saw that Ange Coley was rubbing her hands across the visor to try and clear that water. So that is going to be a very big factor come the end of racing today. So Rob Coley there with a 56.397. And straight to the top of the table, about 3 seconds quicker than Glenn Head. Don't get sucked into a false sense of security with that though. Qualifying round number 1. Ruben Hoxema coming out for his run. Jacob Wood doing the navigational duties. And, well, very smart engine, this Supra engine. They've got the engine tuner doing all sorts of weird things with it. And they've given Ruben a bit more boost for this outing here down at Wanaka than they did last time at Wanganui. So it'll be interesting to see. The man, this is only his 3rd ever race meeting. And after what we saw at Wanganui. Really good to see him just developing that confidence. The early sighting lap, not going to expect too much from here. But it is Ruben Hoxima and Jacob Wood out on track at the moment. The boys have a navigational error going on at the moment, just working their way back to try and recorrect that. Ruben and Woody still haven't got the rotation sorted out. They've got a long way to go to find that back again, so they'll be a bit disappointed. They are Cuddy Wumpus. Great bit of advertising there for sprinttech.co.nz. So that will be Ruben Hoxima with a DNF to open up his account. Got it wrong early in the rotation and just couldn't sort it out from there. All right, Baden Gray and Darren Todd for their run. The Vickers Aircraft Company machine, the one-eyed navigator, and Baden Gray has a bit of an ear infection here this weekend, so got the one-eyed navigator and the bloke who can hear only out of one ear, so between them, we might call them missing parts racing because they're both missing some vital parts of the five senses. Very easy style of rotation there for Baden Gray and Darren Todd with a 106.801. Okay, so it was Rob Coley, Glenn Head and Baden Gray, the top three in that opening qualifier for the unlimited category. We'll reset our times and go Group B racing qualifying round number 2.